Well, okay, something very quick and down and dirty here for this video. What I have here is a Midway Wolf unit PCB. This just happens to be Mortal Kombat 3, and there's still great debate on whether or not this little daughter board here that has the 4 megabit ROMs along with the 4 megabit audio ROMs is a bootleg and or an official Midway release. I'm told these ROM labels here are bootleg ROM labels. However, why in the world would somebody remove all the 8 megabit ROMs and put a daughter card with 4 megabit ROMs on here and go backwards in technology? I mean, in my opinion, I haven't been able to prove this, but my opinion is I think this is an official original Midway release, and this was done so early in the development that they didn't have 8 megabit ROMs at their disposal. So Midway came up with this little daughter card here to allow them to use 4 megabit ROMs and just install it on here, like they did the exact same thing with MK2 when they only had 4 megabit ROMs. Now, by the time this came around, 8 megabit ROMs would have been readily available, but I can't fathom for the life of me why somebody would take a factory original Wolf unit board and put 4 megabit ROMs on it when 8 megabit ROMs are readily available in 1995. I don't understand. So it's very mystifying, but regardless, this is a functional revision 1.0 Mortal Kombat 3, and this is going to apply to any of the Wolf unit games. You got 2-on-2 Open Ice, WrestleMania, Hang Time, Maximum Hang Time, MK3, UMK3, and Rampage World Tour. If you have this issue, here's how to solve it. So let me just show you what's happening. There's a noise and interference in the background of the audio. Let's just show you what it's doing here real quick. It's going to be the easiest thing to do so you can get an idea of what this sounds like. Okay, now we'll fire it up here. 1, 2, 3. Now listen. You can hear as the ROMs pass, you listen. There's a noticeable interference and noise in the background of the audio. Now if I skip past the ROM check here, it's even more noticeable when the game is running here. So what could cause that? Well, the previous owner of this before I got it did some bodge wires here. There's a bodge wire right there. Oh, you can't see. There's a bodge wire right there. There's a bodge wire right here and part of the RAM here for the audio section. I mean, but the audio is working. I think they did this to try and solve the issue. Didn't fix the problem. They also replaced the main amplifier. That didn't fix the problem. And then I got it and fixed the issue of the broken ROMs here, and actually had to put a ROM on the underside. That was a whole other fiasco, but that's outside the scope of this video. So I got this all working, but I still had the audio problem. Now, somebody previously had done, like I say, the bodge wires and replacing the main amp. So I replaced the filter cap because that can cause this exact issue most of the time, but in this case it didn't solve the problem. So if you have this issue and it's not the main amplifier or the filter cap, it's either going to be the digital to analog converter chip right here. So I changed that out first, didn't fix it. The only other remaining thing that could possibly cause it would be the op amp, this TL084 Charlie November op amp. So I took these out and put them in a socket, and you heard the problem was there. So what I'm going to do here is remove, if I can find where I set my driver. Driver? There we go. Okay. So I'm going to remove this op amp from the socket here that I installed. If I can, if it will let me. These sockets are a bit tight on here. There we go. Now I'm going to put in this replacement op amp. There we go. And with a replacement op amp in there, okay, Let's turn it on. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Quiet as a mouse. We'll skip past the ROM check. Quiet as a mouse. So, if you have this problem where you got that noise in the background and the static and whatever you want to refer to it as, you heard what it sounds like. If you have a problem where it sounds like what you heard, it's most likely the op amp. So I mean, if you change out the op amp and it still has the same problem, you know, it could be the digital to analog converter or the filter cap or the main amplifier or something else, but 9 times out of 10, you got a faulty TL084 Charlie November op amp. So just something quick and easy for you to help you diagnose if you have this problem in the future. Otherwise, yeah, hopefully you learned something. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.